Why is there so much cartel violence on the Mexican side of the border? The answer, my friends, is because of money. And why is there so much money when it comes to the Mexico border? If a cartel controls the border, for example, in Tijuana, whatever cartel has control of Tijuana means they're in control of the human trafficking, meaning smuggling humans across the United States, and also smuggling drugs across into the United States. Now, there's a couple different ways that people will smuggle across the border. For example, they can do city crossings, and you've all seen videos of climbing the fence or cutting the holes into the fence to smuggle through. We also know that there's tunnels that drug cartels use to smuggle drugs across the border. They don't use humans to smuggle through tunnels because they don't want their tunnels to be discovered. So it's typically just drugs when there's tunnels. There's also a river, the Rio Grande River, or in Spanish, the Rio Bravo, and many people will cross the border. And then other times, if people want to be less likely to be caught, then they will actually walk to a more remote area and cross either in the desert or the mountains. And so typically it's a little bit cheaper if you're paying a coyote or a human smuggler or someone from the cartel to cross in a rural area, but you may have to walk for 3 or 5 days, oftentimes with only water or very little food, and sometimes the water runs out. And also a real tragedy is very common. Oftentimes the coyotes or human smugglers will abandon the people in the desert and in the mountains. So the price can range. Typically, I would say from my clients right now, it's anywhere from like $5,000 to $15,000, that's US dollars, to cross the border illegally per person. The other thing that's happening is to apply for asylum at the border, if a cartel controls the city, what they'll actually do is force the people who want to apply for asylum to pay an extortion fee to go and stand in line to apply for asylum. That is why there's so much money to be made if a cartel controls an area. And that's why there's so much border violence, because these cartels know that if they control a certain city or a certain part of the city, then they control all of the human smuggling and all of the drugs that are illegally coming into the United States.